Hello everyone, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. I'd like to first apologize to anyone who was on this afternoon at noon with the Indiana Motor Truck Association when, due to pilot error, driver error, many people were, in fact all, were not able to see the materials on screen. My name is Paul Menig. I am the president of the National Transportation Center Foundation. We are filing for our 501c3 designation, should achieve that in approximately 60 to 90 days, and that will allow you to make your tax-exempt donation to the organization. The foundation is focused on creating the National Transportation Center, helping with that development, and then also with operating it as we go forward, including providing scholarships to students. I've been in the trucking industry for at least 3/4 of my career. I started at Eaton Corporation working on automated mechanical transmissions, collision vehicle warning systems with radar, central tire inflation systems, and anti-lock brakes. I then moved upstream to Freightliner, where I was at the head of electrical, electronics, brakes, and safety systems, working on all of the electronics in the vehicle, all of the harnessing in the vehicle, as well as the brakes and the safety systems. Subsequent to that, in the end of 2011, I continued to consult in the industry, continuing to be involved in the Technology and Maintenance Council, especially in the future truck activities, and with the Society of Automotive Engineers Commercial Vehicle Engineering Congress. So I'd like to give you a brief overview today of the National Transportation Center and what we plan to accomplish, some of it with your help. In our industry, we deal with all forms of transportation. The middle picture here shows a large container ship, the largest at the time that has docked in the United States. Larger ships are already being planned, and these ships are not able to go even through the new, larger Panama Canal that just opened a month ago. We deal with multimodal transportation via train. I'm showing a passenger train here, but all of you are familiar with the type of vehicles and containers that we double stack onto trains. Typical Class 8 tractor-trailer rig, not a sleeper there, more likely going to be used for local deliveries. In the middle right, a plane for many of our fast deliveries. School buses and transit buses, package delivery vehicles. In the city of Portland, we have bike delivery again. Perhaps in some of your urban areas you're seeing it. And occasionally we have some car transportation that we have to deal with as well. Probably not as nice looking as that. But I must admit, we're not going to be talking about quite all forms of transportation. I think I will reserve this for the Indian, Nepal, Pakistan parts of the world where they use elephants for transportation. We are going to be talking about all the different types of jobs in transportation. Just in the transport topics this week, we read about the problems with the availability of truck drivers and with diesel technicians. Much of this coming from, first, the aging of the population, with many baby boomers moving to retirement, but also with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration's new rules, including the electronic logging device, which are likely to take some drivers out of the population because of the medical regulations, or just constrain our operations because of the hours of service. But drivers and diesel technicians are not the only people in our industry. The lower left shows a military logistics operation in operation. The bottom right shows all the different types of warehousing operations and people we have to deal with that. The upper right, you may not like them, but we do have inspectors that have to be part of our industry to make sure our trucks are safe. And then in the middle, of course, some additional personnel that are needed at the docks in order to get freight moving in our country. So we want you, the trucking industry wants you, not necessarily you, the fleets, but you being people in order to help us with this demographic of aging population and our need for more and more people to operate and maintain and service the transportation industry. So we're looking at military vets who are just getting out of the service, military vets who have been out for some time and are looking for a better job. We're looking for people in general who are looking for a better job, and we're looking for people from the next generation. I've shown picture here of several different military forces, including the Merchant Marines in the lower left, which only come into play during war as a military service. I'm showing a disabled American vet there in the middle, and in the top middle and right middle are a couple of pictures of high school students doing career educational training in order to get them involved in understanding that we have many, many needs in our country, not just people sitting at desks. But we do need people sitting at desks as well in our industry. The National Transportation Center is going to be located just west of the Indianapolis Airport and Plainfield, Indiana, at Clayton, Indiana, between State Highway 39 and Interstate 70. It's 15 minutes from Indianapolis International Airport and 25 minutes from downtown Indianapolis. The state of Indiana rightfully claims that 75% of the U.S. population is within 1 day's drive of this area. That gives us a great opportunity compared to what I have seen with East Coast and West Coast and Southern locations for career technical education and vocational training. The location looks as shown on the left. It's farmland currently. It was just purchased early in May. We're working with the government now to get the zoning requirements completed. It includes a work center at the top, the campus center at the bottom, and a small Patriots Village in the middle there. On the right is an artist's rendering of what it would look like when finished. The work center is at the top. To the left of the top there is the driver training area. The middle section is the campus center with at the very bottom a rehabilitation center. And the Patriots Village is just tucked in there right along the road. Another view of the site plan is here, a three-dimensional artist rendering of what it will look like. It's been rotated 90 degrees clockwise, so the work center and the driver's academy are now to your right. The Patriots Village is somewhat in the middle on the right, and then the classrooms, the welcome center, and the student housing in the middle and lower left of the picture. The work center is intended to be a for-profit operation where fleets can go to have upfitting of vehicles, such as if you have 1,000 trucks that need to be outfitted with an ELD, or you've decided to retrofit some other product onto a vehicle. It also will allow the students to have an opportunity to work with real-life vehicles and experience them and understand real-world vehicles, not just very clean vehicles in the school or vehicles that are too old. They'll also get to see the variation that occurs with vehicles by having the opportunity to work hand-on with the vehicles. This should also allow you to get a lower cost because the students will not be quite as expensive as others might be. The Work Center is expected to have an array of inspection stations, a workshop with 16 drive-through bays, a classroom area, secondary shops, a warehouse, parking area, of course, and parking area for equipment and storage. This is a picture of what it would look like. Again, it's an artist rendering at this point in time. Area 12 in the top right is the driver training area. So if you can see it on your screen, it's pictures of small trucks in various places. The parts control and environmental training area is number 11 there. Number 8 in the front is Decal and Graphics Center. Number 4 is Engine and Transmission Services Training. I'd encourage you to look a little bit closer at Area 8 because it will help you understand the next two slides, which deal with what a classroom would typically look like. Before I do that, though, there is an opportunity, if you so choose to provide funding, to have your name be emblazoned on the entire area for the Work Center so that this could be known as so-and-so's or such and such's Work Center as part of the National Transportation Center. The Training Center will have an office building, clothing and uniform store, 40 training classroom modules, and 9 student dormitories for up to 675 students. Picture of the front elevation and rear elevation of a classroom module looks like this. A module would actually hold 4 classrooms. The upper picture there shows the front entrance with a typical Roman or Greek column above it, mantle I guess rather than column. And then the lower picture shows the roll-up doors in the rear so that a truck can be brought into the classroom for training. If you take that and flatten it out and do just a floor plan for it, each classroom, 4 per module, is 40 foot wide by 60 foot long. It has bathrooms and a 10 by 10 office. The front doors, again it's rotated, the front doors are on the left here, the roll-up rear doors on the right. And if you lease a classroom for a year, you would have the opportunity to have your logo installed on the floor, such as at a basketball court or on a hockey rink, and names on the front entrances. If you lease a classroom for an extended period of time, we'll also talk with you about additional classroom functionality that you would need, whether it be chairs or certain audiovisual equipment. I would expect that a large fleet might have enough people that it wants to go through specialized training for this, or any one of the vehicle OEMs or the Tier 1s who is regularly doing training might want to make use of this type of an arrangement. The student housing will begin with a single dorm housing approximately 75 students, and then continue with production and construction over at least 5 years to where we will have 9 dorms and be able to support the 675 students mentioned. A key to what we're trying to accomplish here is to make sure that the training that is done is certified by the OEMs and the type of training that will allow somebody to go directly from school, directly from training out into the workforce and get a good paying job. I've heard some stories that people can come out of vocational training today and they still are having to go and basically change tires or change oil because they're not really trained in order to be able to move forward in our industry. So we want to make sure that that doesn't happen. Several organizations that are involved in certifying training are the National Automotive Technicians Education Foundation, NATEF, which handles the Automotive Service Excellence, ASE, APICS, the American Production and Inventory Control Society, which certifies logistics training, and the Professional Truck Driver Institute, PTDI, which has certification for CDL training. Skills USA and STEM, Science, Technology, Engineering, Math, are areas that will allow us to reach out to the next generation of people that are currently in high school. That outreach, we've looked at 2 companies in particular, Electude and Nepris. We would encourage you to go to their websites and look at all the different things that they are doing that would allow us to involve students remotely via cameras and through offline, or in their case online training, that doesn't require a instructor to be there live for everything that's going on. This could be an excellent way for us to get people in high school and even early years of college interested in careers in our important industry. The Patriots Village, typical of a college or community college campus, where you can have visitors, a hotel, chapel for spiritual guidance. Mary White is an artist who has decided to build a gallery with us on this facility, and she is working to develop paintings of veterans in each of the 50 states. My understanding is she has completed 28 states so far, so she still has about half the work to do to complete that. And of course, students need a place to eat, they need a place for entertainment, the amphitheater, and they probably need the coffee house before they take tests, and then they need the microbrewery tavern after the test to celebrate that they're done and preferentially have passed the test. This is an artist's rendering of the Patriots Village, the chapel in the upper right-hand corner, below that the pub coffee house, below that the food vendors and outdoor barbecues, the gallery in the middle, the hotel in the upper middle there, and the amphitheater in the lower left. The classroom modules and the student housing are off to the upper left. The Rehabilitation Center or Recreation Center will be set up to have an Olympic-sized swimming pool, basketball courts, training facilities, and an outdoor track and field. For those with disabilities, the physical therapy services will be important. We put together this diagram to show the potential for what this could be. That's probably a little bit larger track than we're talking about, but it's a good picture of one. Basketball, Olympic swimming pool, a weight training area, and then the physical therapy for disabled American veterans shown in the lower left-hand corner there. The campus is going to be surrounded by an 18-inch wide cement foundation, which will allow us to create a wall of bricks in memory or in testimony to people within the trucking industry and to the veterans. You can buy a single brick for $75. Approximately half of the proceeds go to the Foundation for Development of the National Transportation Center. The other funds go to the Colonial Williamsburg Bricks Company and to the American College of the Building Arts, whose students will be involved in actually building the bricks. You could choose for a larger amount of money, $25,000, to have a complete section 10 foot wide of the wall dedicated to your activities. So for instance, the Indiana Motor Truck Association could choose to have a 10-foot section or more 10-foot sections just for your association and its members and the veterans of Indiana. The idea for this started a little over a year ago when somebody in our trucking industry was asked by a general what could be done to help his veterans. As a member of the Armed Forces for 11 years, an owner-operator for something like 10 or 15 years, and then a broker of trailers and tractors for in excess of 15 years, Preston Harrison also understood the needs within our trucking industry and looked for a solution that would help both the military and would help our industry in general. He's been shopping the idea around to various people and been at booths with the American Trucking Association's Management Conference and Exhibition, for instance, a year ago. That led to the first half of this year where planning began to get very detailed. You saw some conceptual sketches. Government approvals are in process right now. The Zoning Commission meeting is planned for the first week of August. The land was purchased. Corporations have been formed in early May. Contract negotiations are ongoing with developers for the housing, for the buildings, and most importantly for the training development. We expect a groundbreaking ceremony to occur in early September, and that's when the construction will start. Of course, construction will honestly never end. I just graduated 40 years ago, just around the corner, from my college, which celebrated 150 years in existence last year, and they are still constructing even in the middle of a large city, Boston and Cambridge, Massachusetts. We expect training to begin in the first half of next year, not on-site, but in facilities close by. And then the training center and work center would open in the second half of 2017. And in the first half of 2018, the Patriots Village and Rehabilitation Center would open. This is where we need your help. We need, honestly, your time, your talent, and some of your treasure in order to make this a reality. We can see opportunities to buy a brick or to buy a section of bricks, for someone to lease a classroom or an entire module of 4 classrooms, to sponsor one or more students and their living costs and fees for this development, or to sponsor an entire dormitory. If you're a large enough fleet or a large enough Tier 1, you might be able to handle 37, 50, 75 students and basically sponsor a dormitory for development. The Work Center, we said, was available to be a sponsor. 3M has been contacted, and they're considering offering support and materials and training curricula development for body repair. Snap-on Tools, I know, has worked with other vocational schools to provide a lot of equipment at reasonable prices to their students. And most importantly, we need to be assured with your help that the training curricula is industry certified, that the people who graduate from this are able to go out and immediately start earning a good wage and enjoying working in our important industry. Your rewards, of course, are in your heart as well, but a big thing that we'll be able to provide is there are lots of opportunities to put your name on something and to have it be recognized as what we are doing. So with that, I thank you for taking the time to listen to this. If you need, I'm going to go back quickly to the first slide where my contact information is listed. And you can reach me at paul@nationaltransportationcenter.com, or you can leave a voicemail for me at 855-682-8387 and select extension 103. If you have any questions, please feel free to email them to me, and we will do our best to get those answered in a timely fashion. Thanks very much, and have a wonderful day.